and welcome to a very special episode of Escape Pod. I'm very excited because we have a very special guest with her. She's a very talented music artist. It's episode 6, and would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. My name's Atronach, and I am a musician, a soap maker, and an artist, popular on YouTube.
You may recognize her music from Awful Fawful's video edits. She's very collaborative with her.
Yeah, we pretty much do everything together, honestly, at this point.
And I was gonna ask, like, your collaborative effort with Awful Fawful. Do you like make music, then Awful Fawful kind of like promotes it with her videos?
What happened specifically with Deliver Us, I had made the album I Want to Leave prior to Deliver Us being out, and my wonderful wife at the time asked if she could use some of my music to bring some more natural life into her YTP, and honestly, neither of us never saw this happening in terms of my music getting as popular as it was or her creation getting as popular as that was.
Yeah,
So it was honestly a lot of fun.
600,000 views. Does that ever make you dizzy?
Oh my god, absolutely. That's it's honestly because you don't ever think that, a video with really grimdark SpongeBob edits is going to be your breakthrough into the music world.
Are you kidding me? Those are the best videos, though.
Well, in my opinion, Deliver Us is a very beautiful, well done, talented video. Well, I mean, the video itself, video can't have talent, but the person behind it, of course. You know what I mean. It's a video with talent. I mean.
Yeah.
I like your wording, John. I like your wording.
She's extremely talented in what she does, and I don't understand it at all.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't like SpongeBob memes anymore. I think they're dead.
Me either. You and me both, bud.
but Deliver Us holds up so god darn well. It's just such a wonderful video, and I can still laugh at it to this day. And I notice something new every time I go back to it. But that wasn't your first time like making music for. I know she had like this like Evangelion themed video promoting like the Bubble Yum Shock album, which I like a lot.
That was a favor that she did for me. I did ask her to do something for me to promote that album because it was very important to me because I feel like it was one of my better EPs. And honestly, it was to promote as well as my music, my friend's art. And I wanted to have Fawful delve into media and things that she hasn't really played with her touch, such as Neon Genesis and stuff like that. 'Cause she's very grimdark, and these memes that arise with like Neon Genesis and Serial Experiments Lane, I feel are very much in her territory.
Well,
That makes sense.
yeah, like Evangelion's like a darker anime. I haven't seen it, but I know it gets kind of dark.
Yeah, it's extremely dark. It's one of my personal favorites, but I honestly thought that it would do her well. It would work well with her talents, and people seem to really like it. And I'm very shocked to this day that people did.
I love the Bubble Yum Shock EP because like you describe it as like a happier EP.
It definitely, out of every single album that I've put out, including my most recent work, it definitely has a happier and bubblier sound to it. And at that time, a lot of my music does fall into how I'm feeling at that moment, that day. Like a lot of they're very therapeutic for me.
You do your music does range between like happy electronic music like that, and then you do have some very ambient stuff mixed with like rain, which is very symbolic. I've noticed.
As much as people feel that Rain is very overdone and cliche, nothing to me really helps set a mood than using natural ambiance like birds and people talking, sounds of a city to create a feel that I'm trying to go for.
As someone
Like I
who,
have a lot of
Yeah,
older songs that fall within that category where I used natural sounds to make it more lifelike, I guess would be the right word to say.
yeah. I would agree that like I think if you add a sense of like nature into music, at least like in my opinion, it makes it feel like it's a whole different level of feeling for me. Um,
it's more relatable.
Gosh, it really, yeah, it's more relatable. I really don't know how to put it. It's like, uh, if you listen to it and like, I don't know. Oh gosh, I am terrible at explaining things. But
Well, what I was
I,
thinking was like if you ever listen to a song
yeah.
like maybe it reminded me of like "Knocking on Heaven's Door" by Guns N' Roses, which is a song that has like a voicemail in it.
Mhm.
That bothers the heck out of me because I can't understand what the guy's saying. But like I feel like if the same thing was done properly, it could be really cool.
I think a good example of something like that would probably be Hate Me by Blue October, if you've ever heard of them.
Um,
Yes.
That had a voicemail from the lead singer's mother about pretty much just like a family party and like making sure that her son's okay, and it leads into the vocals very suddenly,
Yeah.
and it
I mean,
leaves you feeling kind of weird, but it's a good weird.
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with a good chill down your spine every now and then when listening to music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. So do you mind if I get a couple questions out of the way?
No, absolutely.
All right. I only have a few. One of them is like I saw that you have deals with iTunes and Spotify.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
do.
how do you feel knowing that like with those platforms you can reach so many more people? Because like with YouTube, we have 4 subscribers. Thank you to the 4 who subscribe to us. But
When I they're all when I told Christian, I told him this is very important. Be respectful. This person literally has literally 1,000 times more subscribers than us.
yeah. But
Oh my gosh.
yeah. But like with YouTube, it's a lot harder than people think it is to get people to
The
notice.
problem is that you have to click on it. It's not like the radio where you turn it on and there it is, and you say, "Hey, I like this. I'll hook it up." It's not like TV where you turn it on and there it is. You have to click on something.
But like how does it feel knowing that you can now reach more people potentially than you could with YouTube?
Honestly, it makes me feel like I now have to do a hell of a lot better. Because it's great. Like it's a great feeling. I love it. It makes me happy that I'm able to show what I do and my love to so many people, but at the same time, being in the public eye means I'm going to be being looked at by a lot more eyes that are a lot more critical,
Mm.
and a lot of people that are more advanced than me or more popular than me are going to have some things to say, bad or good.
Yeah, I can relate. My girlfriend posted on one of our episodes. Oh boy, not. That
Oh
was,
boy.
that
That
was
sounds
terrifying. It was.
Moving
Jesus.
on. Moving on.
Yeah.
I was going to ask
Critical eyes.
Aaron, have you ever performed in front of a live audience?
Unfortunately, with this music career, I haven't, but I had a very musical upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of piano, I did a lot of guitar, I did a lot of choir. I was in ultra choir for a while. I was a soprano one. So a lot of my live experience comes from being in recitals and being in choir concerts. The only official live concert I ever had of something that wasn't that was I had this very shitty band when I was about 16 that was a horrible screamo band, and it lasted for about 3 weeks, and we had 2 live shows at a local park, and it was horrible.
So
And I wanted to never do it again, and here I am.
16, that's right around when Christian and I went through our screamo phases as well.
Oh.
It was not a good phase for me. It wasn't good.
It is a good phase for anyone.
Well, for me, John likes to make a lot of Hollywood Undead jokes.
Well, Christian, it's because I stopped listening to Hollywood Undead like most people, and then I thought Christian probably
You would think.
I thought Christian probably stopped listening to them too, and then he comes to me one day and says, "Hey, you still listen to Hollywood Undead?"
And you're just like, wow, did you want to send me back to when I was 16? Because that's how you do it.
But hey, they do have some great quotes.
Mm-hmm.
That they do. That they do.
And I was going to make a joke about having one planked up on the wall, but then you'd probably believe me.
I mean, at this point, I'd like half believe you. I'd be like, well, it might be a joke, but there's a possibility. I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't too mean.
No, it's all right.
Oh no, it's okay.
As you all,
It gets
I've
we get so much worse.
I've said this about Christian. I'll say it again. You never know about that guy.
Thanks, buddy.
So, some inspiration for your style of music, your sort of genre, if you will. I was thinking, if they inspired? You say they're inspired by your mood, your experiences, but do you have any inspiration from game soundtracks, show soundtracks, animes, stuff like that?
Honestly, a lot of my inspiration comes from a lot of indie game soundtracks. Like, a lot of my inspiration when I was first starting to do it was for stuff like Silent Hill, the soundtracks of like Yume Nikki, stuff that was more plinky and weird and just didn't sound all too together, but still left a resonating feeling within you.
That is,
And then a lot of it was like the whole Nujabes style lo-fi that was starting to get really popular.
oh yeah, the lo-fi hip hop mixes, the live streams of them that helped me get through school.
They're honestly really interesting. Like, I didn't really know that lo-fi was a genre for a long time, and a lot of what I did came from ambient stuff that I felt my first album was heavily influenced by the work of Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails, and they have a set of instrumental albums called Ghosts 1 through 4, and a lot of that bled into my work when I first started out back in May of last year. And I'd like to say they still bleed in a little bit, but
that's right. You
know.
You haven't really been on YouTube or the internet for very long in terms of your music, right?
No, for my music, I started back in May of 2016 out of spite, actually.
Out of spite.
So
you just...
That is the best reason to anything, is out of spite.
I was dating somebody who decided to tell me that I never stuck with a hobby and that I was very wishy-washy when I said that I wanted to become a musician. Mm-hmm. And so they said that, and I went, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. And now look where you are. You got a label. You got a record. You got what's it called? A record label.
Yeah, that's still wild to me. That I'm with a distributor and everything.
What really struck me is that they said they're going to take it over a like 100 and something, however many music platforms. I didn't even know there were that many music platforms on the internet.
Honestly, the website still surprises me because I will look and I will see like a full list, and there are things out there like even like Tidal I didn't realize existed until I was put on it, and people were like, "Look, you're on Tidal," and I'm like, "That's amazing, but what is that?"
Yeah, it's like
I'm sorry, what is Tidal?
It's like, oh cool, I'm on schnoopledoops.com. What is it? I mean,
yeah, it's just all these music streaming websites that may not have the same kind of, I guess, popularity as like Spotify and iTunes.
But those are important.
They're there and they pay, they pay and people use them, but they just don't make any sense to me.
And they're important, but still, I mean, they have their audience, but I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, do you have any creative exercises when you're feeling stumped towards music?
Honestly, when I do feel like I'm working through a block, I have two methods to work through it. I either have a couple trusted friends randomly throw me a key and a BPM and I work with it and see what I can come up with. Or they throw me a few notes and I see what I can do with that. Or I will sit in my living room in front of my pets and I will just plink out and play with chords on the keyboard until something sticks.
That's not a bad idea. So
I mean, it's a good idea, like, to gain inspiration for something. But like, I feel like if we were to do it as comedians, people would look at us and be like, "What are you doing?" I mean, it makes sense when you're playing music, but if you're sitting in your living room floor, it's like me sitting in front of my cat going, "How about that airline food?"
Yeah, you're just like, "All right, cat, you ready for some jokes?" And it's just like, no, it's not, but you're gonna tell them anyway.
Oh,
that's one thing I've always... I guess it is kind of similar to being a comedian in the sense where, like, if you ever listen to, like, stand-up comedians. They're like, and you listen to like so many of their specials that you notice are reusing the same jokes.
Yeah, but like, I mean, for some things, like, you know the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hate saying that grammar. Oh, but like, sorry, I'm a particular stickler for grammar.
No,
But,
you're fine.
but like, with some industries, yeah, it works, but others it doesn't.
Yeah.
If, like, I don't know, with some people, some jokes are funny enough to repeat. Some probably best laid buried. I'm looking at you, our IHOP prank call. But
I recommend that, by the way, Aaron.
I'll definitely do a listen. I'll definitely take a listen.
oh gosh, if you ever,
what are we getting ourselves into, Christian?
I don't know, if you want to call them back and praise another kind of syrup, that's fine.
I think my prank calls were not half as good as Justin Roiland's prank calls when he called like this prayer hotline or whatever it is, where you call him
for the Texas Super Church.
Yeah, they call him and they pray for you, and in Morty's voice from Rick and Morty, he's like, "How much do you get paid to do this?"
That man is a legend.
I love Justin Roiland. Like,
it was great.
Like, I honestly wish that I could get paid millions of dollars to get drunk and voice act.
Well, Christian
Steele,
he doesn't know what you're talking about because he still hasn't watched Rick and Morty.
No, I need. He's been trying to get him to watch Rick and Morty for like 2 months, and
it's fun. It's a lot of fun, honestly.
I mean, I believe it. I just, working at Walmart, can't afford Hulu on a monthly basis.
I mean, I would say, pirate it, but, hush hush, we're on a public platform.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe don't be an internet pirate, but, like, be one maybe.
Yeah, oh, well, that's true.
Like, wink wonk.
I did my fair share of Kiss Anime before I got Hulu. Now I really hate to go on Kiss Anime because it messes up my PS4.
Yeah, it does not do well.
Kiss Cartoon and Kiss Anime.
Kiss Cartoon's even worse because like Kiss Cartoon is the sole reason I got Hulu, because I wanted to watch Samurai Jack and the Kiss Cartoon only had it in 360p.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
You can literally see the animation smears for 10 seconds apiece.
Yeah.
But, like, I would, not gonna lie, yes, YouTube, I'm admitting this, come get me, NSA man, I'm ready. But, like, I would go online, and because, me and friends, we, like, before I worked at Walmart, I worked at the even shittier job of flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Fun.
Oh, you have no idea.
I actually do, sadly.
Oh, then you know the joys that it is. But like, we would go on a website. It's called fmovies.to, and it's literally, if a movie comes out in theaters, somebody caught it on a shaky Bandicam, and we would watch it.
Oh no!
Oh, sweet! You can watch.
I remember going into New York City with my friends and buying those really shitty DVDs that you can get on the street corners of like Queens and shit, of those awful shaky cameras of like the brand new movie because you didn't want to go pay $6 to go see it at the matinee.
Did you ever buy like the bootleg DVDs at like the Chinese section at the flea markets or something?
I never really did that, but I do have a knack for finding really horrible, awful like animations that you find in like the bargain bins of like old thrift stores.
Are you talking like the old VHS tapes that are like really old, like weird, like Christian animations, or
yes.
Yes.
I
really.
Boy.
I like to find them for like $1, $1.50, and then I will bring them home.
Please tell me.
And I will just watch them and just be horrified.
Please.
That's like world's best pastime.
Please tell me you're still a member of the 2017 still having the VHS player club.
Dude. Unfortunately, since I moved, I don't have one anymore.
Oh no!
And I'm very upset.
I
did have one back in my parents' house, but I've moved out about 5 years ago, and unfortunately, they don't sell them here.
Hunt yourself down one at Goodwill and get yourself a CRT TV, because animation on VHS is awesome.
It is, and I honestly still do have a CRT because I do play a lot of classic consoles,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh, nice.
I'm
nice.
not gonna not play them on a CRT. Like, what am I gonna do? Emulate them?
I need to.
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
that sucks.
I have
but,
a-
like,
I have a CRT that's too old for like the RCA cables,
Oh my god.
and
Oh,
it is
no.
mono. It is mono audio, and I use that one for like my VHS play for like my VHS player, my NES, and my SNES. And then I have a flat screen TV that's too old for an HDMI, but it has RCA ports. So I use that for my Sega Saturn of all things.
Oh my gosh.
And I have been rocking the crap out of Panzer Dragoon 2's Vi, which cost me a good $45 on eBay.
Oh, there you go.
Which that game's
I mean, me and the wife have been playing the summer hit Super Mario Sunshine.
oh like
Oh,
Again.
that Super Mario Sunshine. A lot of people, especially one certain Game Grumps, they talk a lot of shit about Super Mario Sunshine.
hey,
I grew up with that game. I love that game.
it used to
It's good. It's great, but the
It is
ending
so good.
sucks.
it
Right?
man, I agree. It used to be one of my favorite games of all time, and I bet it still is because if I went back and played it. But like the number one thing about that game that I dislike is that frickin' pinball stage beneath the arc.
The pachinko.
yeah.
That-
That's
The pachinko level is still. It's not my most hated, but it's up there. I think my most hated, retouching it as a 22-year-old, has been the Sandbird. I don't want to touch the Sandbird. I don't want to look at the
Oh, yeah.
Sandbird.
Hey.
I don't want to think about it. I had to play it. I lost like 20 times, and I threw my
like a
controller
cu-
and then gave it to my wife.
It's like a cuter.
Man, that's how I feel about Dark Souls.
It's like a cuter
Is Super
version.
Mario Sunshine the new Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Oh, it's a dark place for me.
So you were saying it's a cuter,
The sand. Oh yeah, I was trying to say that Sandbird's like a cuter version of the bird from Shadow of the Colossus.
You were absolutely right.
Yeah. I didn't
It is
think
like
about that.
it's like a lower quality, lower poly, cute Shadow of the Colossus gigantic bird.
Man, the music in Shadow of the Colossus though.
It is
Oh.
very good music. Shadow of the Colossus is very good if you just like endless boss fights.
That frame
Yeah.
rate though.
Like, I mean, even with the frame rate, I mean, Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. But like, the one that is up there now, and I had to replay it earlier today at a store called Half Price Books.
Oh yeah,
Not sponsored by Half Price Books, but
Christian, they're not going to sponsor us.
dude, I'm trying. But I went in and I bought a PlayStation 2, and they had
Good.
Spyro Ripto's Rage, which is
Oh my god.
it is a game that it was I think the first PlayStation game that I ever had. I got it for my like 5th birthday, and I bought it and I played it, and I was like, oh my god, I see why I love this now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. A lot of the old PlayStation 2 games were completely fantastic.
Oh
like
yeah.
one of the first games that I bought for myself, and the first game I ever beat 100% was the original Jack and Daxter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I am so sad because actually during my first move down to where I'm living now, my one copy broke.
Oh man.
Oh.
And copies are about $45 a piece.
Really?
Yeah.
You could have gotten.
They're very
You
expensive.
could have gotten it for free if you pre-ordered the new Uncharted game. They were giving it out digitally if you pre-ordered.
Oh, well, see, then I would have to like Uncharted in my house.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want that curse in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncharted's okay. I've been playing it, and like it's funny. It's good. It's got good action. It's not fun.
It's not fun. It's
there's
really not.
fun in it.
You climb and you shoot. Then you climb and you
Yeah.
shoot some more.
Hey,
I mean,
that's
that's great for some video games, but like
Yeah. Worked
we
for
already had
Far
Tomb
Cry.
Raider.
That's why I got
Yeah.
tired of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, as much as people will tote around how Assassin's Creed was one of the best games for the Xbox 360, I very much disagree. It was pretty,
Yeah.
it was smart,
Yeah.
and it had a very interesting like
Oh,
thing behind it, like an interesting idea,
I
but
agree.
conceptually great. Mechanically, oh my god.
Yeah. I
I've
hated
never been more bored. with a
I
video game in my life.
I hated the fact that 90% of the game of like, have you played Black Flag?
I have, and then I put it down and never touched it again.
Yeah, it 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 makes me so upset that 90% of the freaking game is on a boat
That's how you play Assassin's Creed, kid.
sailing.
Um, I was gonna say I went to school with like this guy who was obsessed
Oh,
with Assassin's Creed. He even had like the hoodie and everything. And one
Oh
day I
no.
told him I'm more excited for the new Zelda game. Zelda's better than Assassin's Creed. And he looks at me. He's like,
this
he's like, what'd you say? I'm like, you heard me.
Oh no. I love that when you're just like, hey, I have an opinion about a different game, and then someone somewhere perks up their head and is like, hey, excuse me? You want to
well,
rethink that?
Can you
okay,
give me
like
an essay?
in a high school setting, I had a bunch of friends who were like super into AAA shooter games. Like if a new Call of Duty was out, they jumped on it. But like
Mhm.
me, I fucking hate Call of Duty. I got nothing against the people who play it. It's just it's not fun to me. I don't like the whole aesthetic of just a multiplayer game. It's where you do the same thing over and over. That's why I like games like Far Cry, which have the same kind of aesthetic. Same. You're a guy in a
It's a
place
shooter,
shooting
but it's
people.
more like open, and it's an open world game, and you do stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think a
You're
lot
not
of
just.
it, for me
Huh?
personally, is just I don't like war games. I play video games to kind of avoid having to think about life for a few hours.
Oh man, me
And
too.
to put myself in a war setting when there's a million wars happening right outside my doorstep, it's just like, why would I do that when I can literally pick up a gun and start a war right now in my front yard?
Oh
You
yeah.
want Nuketown? I'm about to make it
Howdy,
Nuketown.
howdy, neighbors! Boom, boom, boom.
Pretty much.
I
Like FPS as a genre, a lot of games do it really well. One of my favorite examples
Bioshock.
recently, BioShock is very
Bioshock,
fantastic. I
yes.
also think that Overwatch is a very good FPS.
I I,
I haven't
It's
I
it's
haven't played
fun and it's
I
Overwatch.
like the
interesting.
character.
It's really
I like the
good.
character designs a lot. I like the fan. I know the fan base can for anything is awful, but like I still think the fans do a lot of very passionate stuff for the game, like the animations and everything, and the artwork that they do for the game is amazing.
I think that as somebody, for me, like I've been with Blizzard for a very long time. I've been playing World of Warcraft since I learned to walk,
Mm,
but Overwatch really feels like their child. It feels like something they poured heart and soul into. And yes, it's still kind of broken and they're still fixing things, but
yeah.
it
Well, like
feels good.
yeah. I mean, like you're gonna have things that break in games. Like with Blizzard, I grew up as a PC gamer because my dad played it. I grew up on the Diablo games, and like that's a terrible thing for a child to grow up playing, but like it, I grew up with that until I started playing other like exploring other things, um, like PlayStation. Recently getting into Xbox more, but like I will not divert from staying as a Blizzard gamer because that's what I started as. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I think Blizzard's been doing really good recently, and I think everything that they've made, both in the past and now, has been very, very good and of very good
I'd
quality.
say
oh I
my
agree.
favorite shooter this generation has been Splatoon 2.
Mm.
I actually haven't touched either Splatoons.
Well,
I don't really play Nintendo.
I'm a big Nintendo fan my whole life. I'm in a Kirby shirt right now. I don't know why that was worth mentioning, but I've been as someone who has been with Nintendo ever since the GameCube came out. I think. Wait, you just said you played Mario Sunshine.
I have my favorites that are Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
but as a kid, I more played simulation games. I liked
Hmm.
simulations, like I liked Pikmin, I liked Sims a lot, and I would play a lot of like kind of like not very popular RPGs. Like one of
Hmm.
my favorites, which was a town building and dungeon crawling RPG from Japan, is Dark Cloud.
Oh, I started Dark Cloud 2, but it was too weird for me.
The original is a lot of fun. I do suggest it. Dark Cloud 2, if you do like, weird I guess steampunk would be the way to describe it.
Yeah,
It's very
it has a
steampunky.
very great
In
aesthetic to it, but man, the
it
cutscenes
does.
are too wacky.
The
Yeah.
cutscenes, it's very interesting playing a game and hearing Robin from TF2 talk to me about a magic crystal that, can open balls that have houses inside them.
Yeah.
It's just,
See,
you have to kind of take your mind away from it for a little bit.
Yeah, I
yeah.
have to be in the right mood for that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I hate to cut this off early, but it's 11 o'clock and I do have to go. But I have two things. One, what was it? I don't know. I'll get back to it. But the other was I was on Bandcamp. I was looking at your profile. It says you're from Hell, Michigan.
Is that upper?
That is a real place. That is a real place. It's like 7 miles from Heaven, Michigan.
It's
Is that true?
it's all of
Please,
Michigan.
God, tell me that's true.
As much as it is a joke, I can say with certainty I have actually visited Hell, Michigan, and I've spent a lot of time there,
Wait,
both as a
Ah.
child and as an adult.
there,
I don't live there, but
there actually is
I
a
do plan to actually have housing there.
there actually is a Hell,
Oh.
Michigan.
Yeah,
There
there
is.
absolutely is. And actually, recently in political news, somebody was very drunk and became the new mayor of Hell, Michigan for a day, banned straight people, and then got impeached within 24 hours.
Hang on, you say they banned straight people.
They banned straight people.
That's
Straight people were banned for a whole 24 hours.
that's giving Christian quite the hoot. And
Like it sounds like a parody, but it's absolutely
did
true.
did the
God, that's amazing.
I guess the straight people
I need to go to Hell,
the straight
Michigan.
people all in Hell, Michigan all had to move to Gaylord, Michigan.
I guess.
I don't know.
Gaylord, Michigan, sticking up for the straights. Since
There you go.
I don't know when it was.
I don't know
Yeah.
because the straights they get pretty oppressed.
Oh yeah,
It's rough.
absolutely.
But
Rough life.
Yeah.
I remembered what I was going to say. We were talking about Japanese games. I own one full-on Japanese game.
So do I.
It's Doki Doki Panic. The game
Oh my
Super Mario-
god.
It's the game Super Mario 2 was based off of,
Yeah.
and it's whew, but it's fun. I genuinely like playing it, but I mean it's got some confusing shit in it. But with that, I leave you guys. It was good talking to you. Good
It
meeting.
was nice talking to you too, Christian. It was really nice meeting
Well,
you.
Aaron, if you want to make this a good stopping point, it'd be a pretty good place to cut things off too.
Okay. I mean, I'm cool to go on if you are.
Uh,
It just depends on what you guys are wanting to do.
oh well, I think we had a pretty good, successful podcast with 3 people, and I think things were pretty balanced with 3 people, and I think that's just a pretty good place to end it. Not,
Okay. Absolutely.
it was a
then.
good.
Yeah. Oh, and we finally proved that our guests are not just me doing a voice.
Yeah. Because
Yes, I am absolutely not one of Christian's sock puppets. I do not, in fact, right now have a hand up my ass.
because the only other times I've had someone else on has been a friend, and it's only been me and one other person, and now we finally have our first 3 people podcast on this channel, so I'm pretty excited
Oh.
about that.
I'm glad to have been that third person. You guys are a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm so
thank
glad
you.
to have you on, and if you ever want to come back, hey, just ask.
Definitely, it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it was very lovely having you.
And it was lovely
And
to be
I
here.
just
Thank you
want to
guys so
say,
much.
anyone listening, Atronach Ura, am I pronouncing that right?
Atronach's aura, but almost.
Well, I was close.
You're trying, Jonathan.
Well, my heart's in the right. My heart's in the right place. I just want to tell anyone listening that you have a Patreon, you have a Bandcamp, and that they need to check it out. They need to support you, buy an album, give you a little donation on Patreon, and that's all.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Yeah, well, it supports you. It helps you do what you love for a living, and that's what I want to help you out with. Is there anything else that you'd like to promote, like any upcoming albums, EPs that you'd like to give a quick shout out before we sign off?
I guess the only thing that I really wanted to mention is that within the next few months, I have been working with like 4 or 5 different video game development
Oh,
companies.
sweet.
So I
nice.
will definitely be having some more music that will be on things like Steam and actually available on like indie websites and stuff like that, including like a visual novel and a pixel shooter.
That's
Nice,
really cool.
nice.
A visual novel and a pixel shooter, because like as the person on one of my favorite songs from you, Space Face, like one of the top comments is you could totally make a game soundtrack.
Yeah, and I've been contacted by a good handful of developers who were wanting to work with me and get not only my music but also just my opinion on things in the game, which I always appreciate. I always think it's fun to work on different projects, but hopefully I will be starting to work with a lot more bigger projects and getting some stuff gearing and ready to go out there and making people happy and smile. It's the important thing.
Yeah, no, that's just true. That's also our goal as like beginning comedians. But
Our goal is just to make people, have a good time listening to, help them smile when they're going on a long road trip by themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
about. I'd listen to the official podcast of playing Breath of the Wild, and I just thought, hey, if only I had something like that could make people happy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a good thing to make people happy and smile. It's important nowadays.
The idea literally spawned when Christian and I were on a phone call, and I thought people should hear this.
Aww.
well, like going through high school, all of our we talked on the phone a lot, and our phone calls would go hours on.
Yeah.
We finally, after 4 years and starting college, we're like, you know what? We can make people laugh.
Yeah, we could share this with the world.
By the way, when I said something about the boats, you reminded me, John, of a joke that we made freshman year of high school about Kirby's Air Ride.
Kirby's Air Ride is
Kirby's
Air Ride is a game where you race and press A.
That's it.
It's where you get in a cute little star and you piss off your friends.
Right?
I would always just get around and like Grand Theft Auto style, just fly around and do shit, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I would just test out the different carts, decide on a favorite. That's how you play Kirby's Air Ride.
And me playing the game was, I'm gonna make sure that the 3 high school friends that I'm playing with this with never want to speak to me again.
It's like, I'm gonna find the best way to piss you all the hell off. That's like the best way to game. So agreed.
And what is the best game to piss people off with?
Oh, anything.
Honestly, anything massively multiplayer. I would say the best way for me, the best way that I piss people off is being a Symmetra main in Overwatch. Because nobody likes you when you have 200 health and you're microwaving 5 different people on the enemy team.
Yeah, that would piss me off. But I mean, hey, it works. So.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Hey, well, I do have to go. I really don't want to go to a psych class at 11 o'clock at night, but
Unfortunately, real life.
Right. But it was good talking to you guys.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do a sign off or you guys want to keep going, that's cool. But I look forward to possibly having you on our podcast again.
Yeah,
definitely.
Maybe we could have an episode of you and Fawful.
That'd be fun. I think she would love to do this kind of thing.
That'd be amazing. And the software I use to record likes Discord a lot better than Messenger.
Yeah, we're gonna have to use this instead of Messenger.
This is a lot. Thanks for introducing this to us.
Well, I'm glad that my nervousness about my own Facebook ended up being a benefit for you guys.
I noticed you have not posted there for a long time.
On my like page?
Yeah, I just went there and I thought this would be a way to contact her.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not the most active on any of my posting websites, which I should be, and I feel bad that I'm not, but I'm usually busy shit posting.
If it makes you feel better, I don't post any. The last time I posted on a Facebook was 3 years ago.
I recently got a notification today. I have not posted anything on Facebook in 20 weeks.
Oh my god. Jesus.
It's like
we do not do much.
So Zuckerberg will text me he's like, please post.
It's like, are you dead? Do I need to pay post that you are dead?
Yeah, I just use.
Do you need me to turn this into a memorial page? Because I can do that for you. And it's like, no, it's alright. I'm fine. I'm not dead.
Jonathan Cabine, deceased.
God rest. Is he dead? No. He just went to better social medias.
He just doesn't use Facebook anymore, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
At this point.
in his opinion, we've gone the way of MySpace.
All right.
Oh, good.
So Christian, you need to get to class. Are you guys ready to sign off?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, episode 6 of Escape Pod. Very special guest. Glad to have you on.
Thank you. It was really nice being here.
Yeah, you were a very delightful person to talk to. I'm really glad I contacted you and decided to have you as a guest. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it definitely was. Thank you so much for sending me an email. It was so exciting.
Yeah, and believe me, the response was exciting.
Oh yeah. He sent me a text with my name 18 times before going, "She replied!" And I was like, yes!
It was so funny. I was sitting in my little cousin's bedroom on like a twin size mattress because I was staying over at my family's, and I got the notification on my phone and I read it, and I immediately called my wife and I was like, holy shit, somebody wants me to be on a podcast. Oh my god.
They have 4 subscribers. But hey, this has been a great night. I'm really glad. I'll get to editing this right away. And
awesome.
One more time, Atronach's Aura. Crap. I was close.
I think it's Atronach's Aura. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Atronach's Aura. I mean, you can be like some of my fans looking me up on iFunny, spelling me like Atronach. Which, honestly, seeing anybody misspell my name is hilarious to me. It is a blessing.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't mean this in any way. I saw your name. John sent me your name for the first time. I was like, Skyrim.
Yeah, actually, my name is absolutely a reference to TES as a whole. It's one of my favorite game series ever.
Awesome! I love that.
I wish I knew that.
But John, you said it so perfect. You're just like, wish I knew that.
You're talking to someone who played Skyrim on the PS3 for 5 minutes and was like, "Hey, LA Noire."
You're just like, I mean, like, shooting fire is cool, but like, wow, cops.
But hey, I can tell people I doubt them.
There you go.
Yeah, I forget what I played in substitute for Skyrim, but it was a fun game. But man, what did I play instead? I played a lot of.
I played Oblivion until Skyrim came out, and then I kept playing Oblivion.
Yeah, I played Morrowind, and
I did a lot of Morrowind too, and it's fun.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I skipped over Oblivion. John, there's a story that I reference the Game Grumps a lot, by the way.
Yeah. We reference Markiplier and the Game Grumps a lot, even though I don't watch Markiplier much anymore.
I do, and boy, do I wish that man with the voice of butter comes on our podcast.
Oh, man. A man with 18 million subs.
Yeah.
18 million. What a dream.
God, can you imagine being like PewDiePie?
Dude, I feel like if we got over 1,000, I would be like, okay, I gotta retire. This is our.
To be like completely honest, I started crying when I hit 4K.
Really?
Like I was a weepy mess. I was like, I never thought I'd get to this point.
Man, I did the same thing
it's 4,000 people. You're fine.
I did the same thing when we hit 3. So
you can start crying when you have like 5,000 people watching you on a live stream. That's when I think it's okay to start crying.
Oh my god! I would just be like beyond tears at that point. I'd just be like, "Who are you people?"
it's like Patrick going back to his house and it's just a bunch of eyes around the corner.
That's what it feels like. That's what being popular feels like. Honestly, just people are looking at you and like favoriting your tweets about like life at home, and they're like, "Hey, when are you gonna put out a new album?" And you're just like,
and you're like,
I just wanted to post about my rats."
Dude,
like I don't know.
You're like, oh man, I'm just making some breakfast.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like they're like, "Oh man, is that a new EP?" And I'm like, "No, this is my lunch."
All right, but I feel like if we don't sign off now, we never.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with not doing it.
Yeah, you do have class to go to.
We keep trying to sign off, but
I'm about 15 minutes late, so it's
we keep trying to sign off, but we're all having so much fun talking to each other that it takes a couple of attempts. But anyway, no, that's a good sign. It means we're having fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah. But hey, is there anything you'd like to,
Alright, well,
any closing messages you'd like to have to your fans, Aaron?
I guess the only closing message that I can really have for my fans is stay in school, don't do drugs, and if someone tells you that you can't do something, spit on them and do it.
Do it out of sheer spite.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Excellent.
That's how I got here. That's how y'all are gonna get
Spite.
here.
Making things out of spite is how the movie
Spite.
Shrek got made. It's how DreamWorks got made.
There you go.
It's how
Thank you,
it's
Lord
it's how
Farquaad.
Aaron it's how Aaron makes her music.
But thank you guys so much for listening in. This has been the Escape Pod. As Aaron said, stay in school.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, and do everything you can out of spite.
There you go.
Yeah, believe in yourself, and
Yep.
check out her Bandcamp and Patreon.
Yep.
All right.
All right, see you guys
Yeah, have
later.
a nice night, everyone.
Have fun.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.